Welcome everybody to Tino's Time Wrestling. And on this episode, it's time to go to the scary, the spooky, the creepy, the terrifying, all the things creepy. Because it's October, nights are getting colder, the sun's going down later, it's crisp and cold, and it's just crisp and cold. It's time for Halloween, and NXT 2.0 is going to let us have on a very special Tuesday night episode of NXT 2.0. It's time for Halloween Havoc. And what an amazing card we have. So let's not waste any more time and let's get into all the creepy things and all the scary things that are going to happen at Halloween Havoc. Who's going to walk out as the NXT champion? Who's going to make the deal and spin the wheel? Raquel Gonzalez or Mandy Rose? Who wins the women's tag team ladder match? Is MSK or Imperium going to spin the wheel? Who's going to make the deal? We have amazing things. We have so much action after terror spreads through NXT 2.0. We have a bunch of championship matches. And remember, LA Knight is going to be hosting the event. And I heard a few weeks ago we might even get a special appearance from Chucky the doll. If you have never seen Chucky, that Halloween movie, Child's Play, and all the things creepy, if you're scared of dolls, don't watch it because Chucky's gonna be there and he might bring out his knife and kill you. But let's not worry about Chucky and let's get into all the action that's gonna happen at Halloween Havoc. And the first match that I want to talk about, it's gonna be the NXT Tag Team Championship match. We just talked about it. It's MSK versus Imperium. They're going to spin the wheel and they're going to make the deal. With the Women's Tag Team Championship match, we saw them spin the wheel last week and it landed on a ladder match. So now we get to see that the same thing happened for the men's. And honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing maybe a tag team, like a ladder match if they want to do a ladder match too. But it'd be cool to see like a steel cage, or let's see something that NXT hasn't done, or something that we haven't seen in a long time. It would just be really something cool. And if you looked on the wheel, I saw like casket matches, I saw buried alive matches, I saw falls count anywhere matches. There are so many impossible like stipulations I could have that they could have on in the pay-per-view, and it would be awesome. And NXT never disappoints, so whatever type of match this is, it's going to be awesome and it's not going to disappoint, and these men are going to deliver. But in the end, I'm going to take MSK, just walk out and still be your NXT tag team champions after after the dust settles and after we see all the creepy things that happens, whatever match it may be. Speaking of the women, let's get in to the tag team triple threat tag team ladder match for the NXT Tag Team Women's Champions. It's Io Shirai and Zoe Stark, the women's champions, versus Indy Hartwell and her best buddy versus Toxic Attraction, Gigi and JC Jane. These 6 women are gonna put on a show. It's gonna be phenomenal. I cannot wait to watch these women beat the crap out of each other with ladders. Maybe these three teams could be like Edge, Christian, the Hardy Boys, the Dudleys. I know that's saying a lot right now, but this is the first time we've seen an actual like tag team triple threat ladder match between women since the Hardys and all them. And in general, we really don't see triple threat tag team matches and ladder matches as much. So it's really nice to see this, and I just cannot wait to see these women tear each other apart. But in the end, I'm taking Toxic Attraction to win. Gigi and JC Jane is going to walk out as the new NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. And it's not that I don't think Io Shirai and Zoe Stark can keep the titles, or Indy Hartwell and her BFF can win the titles. I just feel like Io and Zoe should be singles competitors, and Indy Hartwell and her BFF, I think that, it would be really cool just to see Toxic Attraction win, and they can easily rival and they could fight with these 4 women. And I would just rather see Io and Zoe lose it because I think that they're better off as singles competitors. That's just my opinion. So honestly, as long as Toxic Attraction or Indy Hartwell and Persina win, I'm fine with that, and that works for me. But again, I'm taking Toxic Attraction to win this, and that just might give you a little bit of a spoiler what I think is going to happen in the main event for the NXT women's match. But before we get to the NXT Women's Championship match, let's talk about the debut we are gonna see. We are gonna see the debut of Soho Sakura. I think I said that Sakura. Hopefully I said that right. We're gonna see the debut of her. Hopefully, who knows that we're gonna see her fight. Maybe it will probably just be a jobber, but that's exciting. We also have a mysterious superstar unveiling. Maybe somebody is going to debut. Maybe we see somebody from AEW come from WWE. Maybe Brian Cage. That would be crazy, wouldn't it? Who knows? But there's a mystery superstar that's debuting tonight on NXT. So, can't wait to get ready for that. But back to the matches. Let's talk about the spin the wheel, make the deal women's championship match before we talk about the NXT men's championship match between Tommaso Ciampa and Bronson Breakker. Spin the wheel, make the deal, Raquel Gonzalez and Mandy Rose. This match is going to be awesome, and to be honest, this is a match I would really like to see maybe, again, like we talked about with the tag team championship match, with the men, spin the wheel. They're probably going to use the same wheel, so again, it could be a false count anywhere. Maybe we see a tables match between the women. I don't know what it's gonna be. Maybe they'll bury each other alive. I saw bury alive match on there. That would be interesting. The first ever women's buried alive match. I'm down. It's Halloween. Maybe the Undertaker could come out. I mean, that would be kind of cool, right? But whatever this match is, again, just like the tag team match, I think that it's gonna be really good, and it's gonna be one of the really good matches on the card. And to be honest, this match could easily main event it. But again, they've also used a lot of time with Tommaso and Bronson Breakker. So either or, whichever one, if this one goes on second to last or Tommaso goes on second to last, whichever or, it's going to be phenomenal. But in the end of this match, I'm going to take Mandy Rose to win. Yes, I said that. Everybody might think I'm crazy. But the way that she returned in NXT, she's took Toxic Attraction into what it is right now. And they've only been around for about a month. I think that they're so hot. They're getting, involved with just everything. And I'm not even talking about their looks. They're fucking drop dead gorgeous. Oh my God, I want to marry one of them. But anyway, they're really hot at the top and just everything with what we want and everything that NXT 2.0 represents. They're trying to have this teen, this fun vibe, and that's what Toxic Attraction is. That's what it's attracting. It's attracting toxic. These are the top type of women I like. I like Toxic Attraction. But anyway, I just think that Toxic Attraction is gonna walk out with all the titles on Tuesday night, and that's not a bad thing, because maybe we'll see Raquel, maybe they'll be in a rivalry, maybe we see her come up to the main roster. There's been rumors about that she's been wanting, that she was supposed to come up a while ago, and they kept her down and everything. But like I said, in the end, I'm taking Mandy Rose to win and be your new NXT Women's Championship match. And now it's time to talk about the main event. It's only 2 hours. It's not a real big, they're not going to go over their 2 hour mark. It's not like on Peacock on the WWE Network. It's just a USA special Halloween Havoc episode of NXT 2.0. But, your boy Tino's got to do it, and he's got to preview it all, because that's what the people want. And that's what Tino Nation wants and needs and deserves, is to give you all the previews. So let's get into the main event and let's preview this match. We've seen Bronson Breakker, he's come up ever since NXT 2.0 has been involved, and ever since that they've kind of rebranded it and they got rid of Adam Cole, and they just kind of went off to what it used to be and be dark, and it's just more hip and more fashionable. And it just, honestly, people, it feels like it's do you remember when MTV had all Next and Parental Control and stuff like that? It just feels like that's what we're watching with NXT 2.0, with the MTV vibe of just I don't know. And then when they would do the MTV talk shows, that's just how I feel. I feel like I'm watching an MTV Cribs or MTV. I forgot what the show was called with the dude who used to talk. I just can't think of the name on the top of my head. If you can think of it, let me know in the comments, because now it's going to drive me crazy. But that's just how I feel about NXT 2.0. And Bronson Breakker, honestly, has surprised me, and I really enjoyed him, and I think he's been very well. And putting him in the main event picture with a guy like Tommaso Ciampa could definitely benefit him for his career as he goes on, because we know Vince McMahon loves guys like this. And Bronson Breakker, even though his name is kind of like weird and not very good, I think this is a guy that could be a very big main event player in the next 5 to 10 years. And again, we know how Vince McMahon loves guys like this. So this NXT Championship match between Tommaso and Bronson Breakker is going to be a really good one. It's going to be it's going to be a fun match to watch. And I hope that they give it the time that it deserves. Only because we know, again, it's only 2 hours and it's not like they're going to go over. It's not like it's on Peacock. I'm sure they're going to want to watch an episode of an old episode of Chicago PD or whatever's on after NXT. I think it's actually Chucky, but still, I think that's why Chucky is going to be there. But anyway, I just think this match is going to be really good. Just hopefully they give all these matches that they deserve in the time that they're rightly deserved, because again, we're all hyped up and we want to see spin the wheel and then do their thing with all the terror and all the creepy things, because it's Halloween. If you're going to dress up as Michael Myers, or maybe dress up as Chucky. I might just go as Chucky. All I need is a knife, because I look like the doll. Ha ha ha. I'm funny, aren't I? Now I'm making fun of myself. But back to the main event. Tommaso Ciampa and Bronson Breakker. I'm going to take Tommaso Ciampa to win this match and keep the NXT Championship. I just don't think that Bronson Breakker is going to win the match, and I just don't think that it's his time to be able to be champion. And he's been doing good and doing his thing, but let's see him kind of go, I just don't think that he should be in the main event picture right away. And again, he's impressed me and he's done a lot of great things. I just don't see him beating Tommaso Ciampa. So again, that's why I'm taking Tommaso Ciampa to win and keep the NXT Championship. And there you have it. There's only 4 matches announced. We talked about the debut. There's a surprise superstar. We're going to see LA Knight. I'm sure he's going to come out and do his thing and talk and yada, yada, yada. Cameron Grimes might come out and beat his ass again. Maybe we'll see the Boogeyman come out because it's Halloween. Whatever it might be. It is Halloween season. It's one of the creepy and scary times of the year. At least around this time for me, I kind of like it because I like watching Halloween movies. Like, I'm rewatching the old Halloweens. I'm going to rewatch the old Chuckies and stuff. But it's nice to see that them bringing back the old pay-per-views, because although Halloween Havoc was one that I used to like watching old ones back when Halloween was on, and it's nice that they still get to do it. And yeah, it's not a full pay-per-view, but NXT never disappoints. And again, they're not going to disappoint at all. And I'm sure all these matches are going to be awesome. So I hope everybody enjoys NXT Halloween Havoc. It's going to be 2 phenomenal hours of non-stop action from the NXT 2.0 superstars. Join me on Wednesday morning. We're going to do a post-show. We're going to recap all the action. And then it's time. People, I mentioned it in my other show, in my past show for Crown Jewel. It is coming up on the 1-year anniversary of Tino's Time Wrestling, of your boy Tino doing his thing and talking everything going on in the wrestling world. So I can't wait to see what the next year has to go and what we're going to do in the next 12 months. But before the next 12 months, join me for the Halloween Havoc post-show. We're going to do a Tino's Time special 1-year anniversary episode. And then it's time for the pay-per-view that started it all for your boy Tino, Survivor Series, where Raw and SmackDown are going to go head-to-head. Which brand is superior and which brand is the best superstars. I cannot wait for everything that we have coming up in the next month or two. Everybody, again, I hope you enjoy Halloween Havoc. And until Wednesday morning, when we recap all the action and we get ready for November, this is your boy Tino, signing out.